and go live, it shows my face instead. There we go. I started with it like this. So I'm went up to town, and I'm at the Pooch Park here, and I just want to show, I got nobody logging on, but I'll upload this if it comes out right. I just want to show a little thing that a native showed me many years ago. An old native weather prediction device. I was camping out in the wilderness. There happened to be a guy from the Lakota tribe there, and I come in from out of nowhere, miles. Anyway, long story short, I asked him if he had heard a weather report, and I had picked my campsite, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to put up my tent to put my gear in it to keep it dry, or if I wanted to just go scout around and put the tent up later. And I'm thinking, maybe I could put it up tomorrow. I don't know if it's gonna rain. I didn't have a cell phone with me. I didn't have all that back then. So I asked him if he had seen a weather report recently, and he just laughed. Like, he hasn't even seen a TV in a year or something. And he said, go ask the ants. Like, literally told me to ask the ants. And I didn't know what he meant. Like, I thought he was just razzing me or just like telling me off or something, but he was actually giving me a really good hint. If you want to know what the rain forecast is, ask the ants. Well, how do you talk to ants? Well, you don't really talk to them, but you can ask them. I mean, you can talk to them. They don't talk back. But here's some fire ants here. I'll show you what they're doing. Take a close look at what they're doing. They're not going out gathering food. They're coming from the inside of the hole and placing one grain of sand at a time on the rim of that cone. Now that cone, at that size, with that diameter of circle, has to come all the way up to about here, and then it'll start to curl outward. And what it's doing is it's diverting rain from around the hole. Okay? And based on this, I can tell that we got a pretty good chance of getting some rain probably around Friday. See, it'll take them about 2 days to build that cone at the size they're building. There are a few scouts out here gathering food, but the most of these ants are building a cone to divert rain from around their nest. And this right here is one of the best weather predictors known to humankind. For some reason, the ants know several days in advance when it's going to rain. They also know when there's going to be a hurricane, and they know they know how tall. They know how high the floodwaters are going to be. Sorry, I was reading the diddler's comment there. Ant climbed into your ear, and you could, yeah. I can't imagine being bit in my ear by an ant. That's no fun. Hello, Ramat. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. Anyway, I just want to share that, the old Indian weather prediction machine. See, we get a lot of hurricanes in Florida, and I've often, hello Tanya Hayes, I've often said to weathermen, why don't the weathermen get with local ecologists? Like, they always know when there's a hurricane forming. They know, okay, it's going to be in this area, it's going to get about how strong it's going to get, but they never know exactly where it's going to hit landfall and where it's going to do the most flood damage and all that. Thanks, Diddler. So I've always said, why don't they get with the ecologists in the area? Like the weatherman and the ecologist need to combine data, because these ants know. You'll see ants carrying their eggs up into big trees or mailboxes or fence posts. They'll be preparing for the flood waters from that hurricane. And by studying the shoreline and what the ants are doing, the weathermen could figure out exactly how tall the floodwaters will be and exactly where they will hit and all of that, you know. But they'd have to combine their knowledge. Like the ant studies alone isn't enough. And, you know, I mean, because you're only going to study so much area. And then the hurricane weather predictions, you know, the pressure, checking pressures and ocean temperatures and all of that, they can predict quite a bit, but they still have a hard time predicting exactly where it's going to make landfall and who's really going to get hammered. So I thought I'd share that with you guys, that these ants always know. So when I'm out here, I'm not real trusting of the weatherman. He's wrong a lot, but these ants are always right. So I thought I'd share that with anybody who just happens to land in Hillburn. Hello, welcome here. So anyway, yeah, I mostly film nature and sail cruising and my little build of my micro cruiser and stuff. But I'm here in town and I saw that anthill and I thought I'd share it. I'll go ahead and stay and show you guys the dog park while I'm here. There's usually a bunch of people here. That kitten, if anybody saw the video the other day, I went live yesterday with a kitten I had found. I was over there in the woods on the corner, and I brought him over here, and I met this lady that took him to her daughter's. So the cat has been adopted. Sean Combs. Oh, come on, you're not P. Diddy. Can't you like get arrested now for impersonating a celebrity or something? Like they're supposed to be. I'm just saying, man. I don't know, dude. Why don't you just be yourself? Like I'm here on YouTube playing the part of a character named Scott, and because my name is Scott, you know. Like, the Captain Kedger is a nickname that I got actually like 10 years ago here in Fort Myers, down in Fort Myers Beach. Hey, looks like some bamboo. Big stand of bamboo. Nice. Saw the homeowner and his son were out here working on this fire pit build over here. It looks like a cool project. Maybe I can catch him and see if he'll let me take a couple stalks of bamboo. This stuff grows like crazy. It's like most people are not averse to giving away a couple stalks of it, because once it starts taking root like that, you can't get rid of it. But that's some old growth there. Those are tall, big stalks. Awesome material for building natural stuff. Bamboo has a lot of uses, but it's also very invasive and grows pretty quick. One little, like when you go trimming it, any little tiny piece that you leave laying around will just grow roots. So you got to be careful where you put the trimmings from it. Neighbors will complain. Your bamboo will take over their yard. So anyway, they have that area for the bigger dogs, and then they got this area for the smaller dogs. Augie likes ice cream. Hello, Augie. Welcome here. And just, you you missed the lesson on ants, how to use ants to predict weather. That was what I came on here to share, but it's just, you know, got people popping in, looking around, so I figured I'd stick around. Big chunk of wax. See, if I was in a survival situation, I would take this home with me. Wax is a valuable resource. There's all kinds of uses, but if you got a little wax, you can always get a fire going, even if it's raining and everything's wet. Through my day, it was kind of boring. I woke up in so you have to be following my other videos. I've been sailing across the state all year. I built a sailing canoe and I'm traveling in it, and this is just one of the places I came to shore. I'm just kind of checking it out. There's a little trail going back here into the woods. I don't know if this is a deer trail or people trail or what. Yeah. Looks like, I don't know, there's a beer can, a glass bowl sitting there. It's been there a while. Looks like a spot somebody comes and hangs out at. Might be somebody's little spot to sit and smoke. I'll bet they sit and smoke their joints right there. Right on this log. Drink their beers. I wish, you know, I got nothing against people stepping off in the woods to smoke a joint or drink a beer or whatever, but I wish they would take their empty cans and garbage with them. Like, it's not far to the trash can. It's like just a few yards up to a trash can. You know, this is a dog park right here. Man, I don't care if you throw your trash down on the street in the city where the street sweepers sweep it up and some city worker gets paid to clean it, but like, man, people don't go out in nature to see your garbage. Take it with you. Look, if you carried it out there, it was heavier when you went there with it, so it's lighter. You know, like there's no excuse for not taking the trash, empty trash out, because you carried it in and there's less of it there. Like, it's just the wrapper now. You consumed whatever was in it. So take it with you. Come on, act like grown-ups, people. And I'm not talking to my viewers about that. I'm just saying, you know, like, dang, some people's children just never grow up. So I get really sick of seeing a lot of garbage floating in the waterways and stuff just because somebody didn't want to carry that empty package to shore. Throw it in the garbage can that's right there next to the boat ramp where they launch. You know? Hello all. Zainoba? Ali? Hello, Ali. So, I guess that's as much of this park as I've seen. I just come to shore here, and it's like the Walmart's right up the road. There's a Harbor Freight, Northern Tools, and Home Depot, and everything right in this area, just a few blocks down the road. So it's a real convenient spot for me to come to shore. But, oh, it's usually noisy when I walk by here. There's all these dogs barking. So, let me show you where. I don't see anybody in this channel right now viewing, but if I upload it, you guys get to see it later, whoever looks at it. I'm going to show you. This is the boat ramp, and it looks like there's not a lot of people using it. I've seen one kayak and one little John boat with a couple kids launch in the last week, and that's it. Oh, there's a water snake. I don't know if you can see it. There he is. There's his head. You know, that might be a... Geez, I'm supposed to know about Florida snakes, but there's some pretty... There's some harmless water snakes, and there's some really deadly ones. This is salt water, but it's hard to say. He's trying to look like a floating stick. His head is shaped like a non-venomous snake. I'm seeing round pupils. So I would say non-venomous water snake. Harmless, but cool to look at. You can't go by round pupils. In Florida, that's only in the United States and not including snakes that are from out of the country. Not including like the coral snake is a deadly venomous neurotoxin, and they have round pupils. So the idea that all the venomous snakes have like cat's eye pupils is not correct. It's just a good rule of thumb for most snakes. But this one here is not a coral snake, and it has round pupils, and we're here in Florida, so it's safe to assume that that is a non-venomous water snake. Very pretty. Kind of resembles the almost like the eastern diamondback pattern on it, or at first I thought it was a red rat snake, like a variation of it. But actually it might be. Just because he's in water doesn't mean he's a water snake. I've seen all snakes go in water, but he could be a red, like a dark color of rat snake. I'd have to look at his belly to see. The belly has on a rat snake has black and white checker marks, but they do have that color pattern. And the red ones and the brown ones, they actually have quite a different range of colors. And the brown ones, like this one, are constrictors. He seems to be acting like he's afraid. So I'm gonna go ahead and there he goes. He's taking off. Running for safety. I was about to leave him alone. But that was a cool thing. I like snakes. There's a lot of snakes in Florida. I can't claim to be able to identify all of them. But anyway, I walk up this way, past these little rocks marking the edge of the forest, and there's this little trail back here, and creeper vines. I noticed these woods have a lot of wild coffee plants growing. There's a lot of plants I didn't identify. Anyway, that's about all I wanted to show for today. I just wanted to show the ant pile and what their significance is to me, and why I'm always studying the ants and their goings on. So for anybody that just tuned in, you missed it, have a nice day. Until next time, Captain Kedger signing out.